Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkars Tavern blog. So I came across this comment over on X. The problem with Eric Tenkar is he claims a huge history of gaming, yet never games. Don Samora, same thing. Now, just to address this statement that I never game, but then we're going to go into a little bit deeper because I got other questions. Um, if you follow this channel, you know that I game every other Tuesday, sometimes more, but every other Tuesday. And Joe the Lawyer's AD&D 2B game by the book with 20 pages of house rules. We bust Joe's balls about his 20 pages of house rules almost constantly. But it's the same group that I've been gaming with, at least the core group, regularly since 20. Let me figure this out here. Probably since 2012. I had a gap in my gaming history from early '97 when I went into the police academy until for about 10 years before I came back with Fantasy Grounds 2. Now, what I find hilarious about this comment is that I believe the individual behind this comment is somebody who is essentially banned from many gaming conventions. I'll be going to six conventions in 2005. I'll be a special guest at four. I will be a media guest at one, and of course North Texas. I'm just an attendee, but and I game it. If I'm a special guest, I'm running games. If I am just a guest, I'm probably playing in a session or two. But I go to conventions to socialize. I go to conventions to meet my people. Meet people either people that follow the tavern and have for years, or recent people to the tavern, or just gamers in general and creatives that I've known over the years. So my I make no claims to a huge history of gaming, but I've been gaming since I guess winter of 1979, 1980. That winter break, my friend Kenny introduced me to AD&D 1E. He had the newly released DMG, and he put me through a one-on-one session of AD&D with my fighter Cyrus. And after the session, he had to call a friend, literally. This was back in the day, so it was probably like 10.6 cents for the phone call, and you had to get off that call within 5 minutes. He called a friend to find out if I had leveled because he didn't have the player's handbook. So this is how many people gamed back in the day. I am not claiming a huge history of gaming, though I have been gaming for what does that make it? 44, nearly 45 years. So, take that for what it's worth. I am also getting to be an old man. At least me coming into gaming at the age of 13 or so would see me gaming in my upper 50s, and knowing the people I know in the industry and having had sort of Wizardry Light as a product put out, would not believe anything that I've accomplished. Now that I've accomplished it, I can see how so many others have done so much more. And I am just happy to be a part of the community. The person complaining about myself and Don Samora is complaining because they are not part of the community. They don't have that connection. And I think that connection is something that's very important. Again, I game to socialize. I game to spend time with my friends. My friends come first. I enjoy our Thursday night sessions because I'm playing with a bunch of good close friends, and we do a lot of ball busting. And we're playing a system that I'm very familiar with, AD&D 2E. I ran it for over a decade. Now, does that mean that there aren't better systems out there? I'm sure there are some a lot of fun. Shadow Dark's a lot of fun. I think it plays out really well as a convention game. A lot of games play really well at conventions. DCC, even Swords of Witchery Light, for different reasons. Swords of Witchery Light, because you can grab it and run with it. It's literally 4 pages. Um, so what I see here is personally sour grapes. But I have a question for my listeners, my viewers. When did you come into gaming? When were you first introduced to RPGs? I'd like to know your first session. You can leave it in the chat. You can call it in at the at SpeakPipe. Uh, I'll let the scroll get there so I can tell you what the SpeakPipe is. Speakpipe.com/tavern chat. You can leave a message, or you know, leave a comment. Comments work too. When did you get into gaming? Year would be fine. What was that first session like? And are you still actively gaming? So like I game, I probably have 20 anywhere between 24 and 28 sessions a year because we've had bonus sessions, we've had live streams showing my group gaming, mostly Shadow Dark, but we've done it on this channel. So the claim that I never game doesn't really ring true. But what I do regret is I don't have any local games. But I don't know if I have time for local games. And what I mean by that, when I was a kid, when I was a teen, when I was in college, we would game every available moment, right? You had a week off from school, it was all gaming. Every day was D&D, it was Rollmaster, it was Traveler, it was RuneQuest, it was Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, it was Space Ace, it was Chill, it was Call of Cthulhu, it was Star Trek, it was Aftermath, Twilight 2000. You were playing. You weren't necessarily playing the same game day after day. You were playing Paranoia. Jesus, we binged that one summer. But the reality is, as you get older, you get more responsibilities. As college went on, and I started working a part-time job, and then as college went on, and I went to college part-time and started working a full-time job, gaming became that once a week thing, right? And yes, now I'm in my 50s. Most people in their 50s are still actively working. They're lucky to get one game session in a week. Most of my group is actively working. I happen to be the one that's retired, but I also do what, 4 live streams a week, a video every day, blog posts every day, responsibilities with my family. So you get into gaming that you can, and I'd rather have one amazingly fun game session every 2 weeks than two lackluster game sessions in a week. I'm not the one that subscribes to the idea that better a bad session of D&D than no session at all. I'd rather have no session than a bad session. A bad session leaves a bad taste in your mouth. No session is just like, all right, next time I'll keep my eyes open for when it comes around. So, um, yeah, I saw that comment. I figured it had to be addressed. It's I I I don't check that account very often, so I was like, oh, well, there you go. So, by the way, my next convention is Page, Philadelphia area Game Expo. That will be in January. If you go on the page, please find me. I like to shake your hand. I'd like to talk to you about gaming. Talk to you about what it is that you enjoy about it. After that, in February, TotalCon, WizardCon in April, North Texas, and Central New York Con in June, ChariCon in September. These are all going to be amazing cons. Central New York Con is a new one. I'm looking forward to this one. Any con I can drive to, I really do look forward to. That's why we now just fly to one, North Texas. All right, folks. Give me your feedback. Give me your history. Let me know what you think. Uh, how when was your first game? Okay, when were you introduced? I want to know. Live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Today is Friday. Myself and Glenn Hallstrom, the Dungeons, Dragons, and Discourse live stream. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Gamers Health. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. Back again tonight. Catch you all later. God bless. Be good.